Happy New Year, friends. I'm Olivia, the Southern Yankee Stitcher. If you are new here, this is a channel about cross stitch, and I'm going to talk to you about my 2025 plans and my WIPGO board today. So, and I have just a little bit of old business to take care of as far as winners. And I'm going to go ahead and do that first so I do not forget. All right. A couple videos ago, I was giving away this chart, Autumn Fling, and the 3 smaller charts that go with it for the 3 autumn months, September, October, November, and partially kitted up floss. And you had to say the word fling, and the winner is Janet Shepherd. Congratulations, Janet. Janet Shepherd 54 is your YouTube handle, and I know who you are, Janet, and congratulations. So I do have one purchase. I purchased more things since the last couple of videos, but this one was laying on top of all my stuff, and I thought I'm gonna go ahead and just show that so I can file it away. And my other purchases I'll show like my next video or something. But I saw this chart on a partial whip parade, I guess it was, the Sable Stitchers. And Lenny had this one, and I had never seen it before. And I love the way she's holding that little locket and held on there with ribbon, so it's kind of 3-dimensional. You see that? And I just had to get it. And I can't remember. I think I finally found it at Hobby House. It was kind of hard to find. It's a 2014 chart, so it's, 10, 11 years old now. So I did purchase that. For 2025, I am definitely going to do WIPGO again. This is my WIPGO board for 2024. I've actually completed these. I didn't highlight them before I brought my stuff out here into the kitchen. But I knew I had December pulls left after Christmas. And I went and looked, and actually I had 1 November pull and 2 December pulls. And so I had Scenic Farm from Dimensions, 1864 EF sampler, and also United We Stand by Blackbird Designs. And I thought I had started Blackbird Designs United We Stand, but no, I opened it up and it was a new start. So I had actually 3 new starts in December from my WIPGO board, and I was into that. I liked it. So I'm just gonna go through here and show you all the charts that I have on my WIPGO board. I have, there's 25 spots on your board. I don't think I have 25 whips, unless you count some of the small little things I have grouped together in a bag. Like I have a fall bag, and I have a few little things in there. And some of them may be pieces that I got at retreats. And I went through those, and I actually pulled some that I'm just not going to stitch. I got them at retreats. I like them, but I probably wouldn't have bought them. I was going to stitch them because I liked them, and it was part of our retreat package that we got. But as I started thinking about it, I have so many things I want to stitch. I really want to stitch the things I love, not just the things I like. So that means, not this video, but starting the next video, I'm going to have probably a giveaway every video next year. I'm hoping to do. I haven't pulled that many out that I don't want, not nearly, but I definitely have several, and I want to go ahead and get started and give those away because giveaways are fun. I love doing them. I kind of feel like, if you're a Flosstuber, should you do a giveaway? But heck yeah, I've won some good stuff. The reason I liked WIPGO is because I ended up pulling things that I hadn't even thought about stitching. Some of them I kind of forgot I had. And, you know, it makes you bring things to the forefront and look at them. And I can honestly say, except for maybe one project, once I started them, I didn't want to put them down. I used to be a monogamous stitcher, and I really could be, I think. Some of the things that have a lot of confetti, and that's one of them that I was kind of ready to be done with. You know, I'm not crazy about that. But, yeah, I like, you know, I have stuff in my stash because I like it, you know. So, anyway, I don't have 25 whips. I don't know exactly how many I have, but I have, some of them will be repeated, and some of them will be, I have like Stitch Any Christmas Ornament. I have a couple of those on there. So I am going to do ornaments again for my family this year, but they're only going to get one each, just one. That's plenty. Because I have a new granddaughter coming in May, so I need to do a birth sampler. I need to do her Christmas stocking. And it seemed like there was one more thing I needed to do, was going to need to do. I think that's it, actually. So, let me tell you, before I get started on this pile of my whips, let me show you something new I decided to stitch. I thought about this a while back, and right now I have on like a bed sheet. I need to cut this fabric. This fabric is 25 count Lugana in the color Bone. It is from WIPGO. This is an old Dutch motif, the one that's complete. This one's going to be one too. I don't have many Valentine's decorations, and last year my son was so sweet for me and my daughters. He gave us each candy and flowers. That's something my husband always did. Maybe not the candy so much because I'm not a big candy eater, but he definitely gave me flowers, and he gave something to our daughters every year for Valentine's as well. And I know my son knew we were missing him because Valentine's is also my wedding anniversary. So he gave us some candy with some flowers, and this, which you all have seen. If y'all can hear that racket in the background, that's my cats playing some kind of game with each other and the Christmas tree. They've been fun this Christmas season, let me tell you. Anyway, so each of my daughters got one of these. Well, I saved mine, and then I saved one of my daughters, the other one I think hit the trash can before I got it. But I thought, I'm going to put stitching on this in some kind of way so that I have some Valentine decor. So that is what I'm doing with this. I'm going to complete a bunch of heart motifs. Get that up there so you can see it. I gotta stand up to see what you're seeing. It's not that dark. Well, it is what it is. And I'm pulling those motifs out of this book. This is an older book I got off eBay. And it was originally published in '74, and then like a reprint in '84, so it's pretty old. But it is full of, let me just do a quick flip. It is full of motifs from Dutch samplers. So, y'all, these are handwritten charts, so they're not easy to read. I'm gonna show it because if you can get a picture and stitch something from this, plus this book is so old, I don't think it'll matter that I'm gonna show it. I don't know. There's a bunch of motifs on that page, see? And then they're each numbered. And the big motif that I already did is a crowned heart pierced with arrows and 3 fleur-de-lis and 4 birds. It's just bed she's crazy. Crowned heart with arrows, fleur-de-lis and 4 birds. Can you see it? And it is from a sampler from 1688 that's in the Zaanland, Zaanland Museum of Antiquities. And I'm not even gonna try and say the name of this. I assume this is the town. Zaandijk. I'm not gonna even try. And I just pulled a bunch of reds that I had that were variegated. Really, the variegation is not showing up that much, so I could have just used DMC, but this is what I pulled. And I have Old Red Paint by the General Art, Cherry Bark, then by Classic Color Works, Licorice Red, Weeks Garnet, and General Art's Cherry Wine. I just pulled some from my stash and I'm just stitching, and then I'm going to cover the front of that heart. And I'm probably gonna add, this is not real, you know, things are made cheaper than they used to be. So it's not, the front, I'm gonna, you know, have another board that I'm gonna use, that's gonna be the same shape to go on the front. And you're not gonna see that, but you know, it is what it is. And then the back, I'll probably put another piece of like sticky board on the back, maybe with some fabric, or possibly just scrapbook paper, so it will make this thing sturdier. I left the insert in there, and I'm thinking about making a key inside it that numbers the motifs and says what samplers they're from, kind of like the book does. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I have 2 of those, and I'm gonna do one with all the old Dutch motifs, and then another one, I think I'm just gonna put maybe like a border around it and the words "Be Mine" and some fancy letters. I have plenty of books that have alphabets in them, and you all probably are the same, or have charts that come with an alphabet for you to personalize it, you know. So anyway, I wanted to show you that. That is not on my WIPGO board because that was something new. That was my new year, new start. I didn't have a lot of time New Year's Day to stitch, but I started it that evening, and then the next day. All right, so let's get going on these. The first chart that I did, that I started on, it was on my WIPGO board this year, and it will be again. All these will be on my board again, and probably all of them were. I'm not going to tell you if they were or they weren't. But you've all probably, I know you all have seen this before. Scenic Farm from Dimensions. I love this. The first time I saw it, I can't remember where I first saw it, but it reminds me so much of where I'm from. And the farms that were there, many of them are gone, which is sad. And there's been development, but there are many still there. And I just think this is beautiful. If you want to see a really beautiful version of this, go to Country Stitchers and watch Deb. She, I'm gonna write that down because I want to tag her in this. She is stitching this. It's still a work in progress, but she adds so many little extra back stitches and things. And I decided to just put an extra little birch tree in there and stuff that she does. She's very talented, very talented. I worked on this for a couple of days. Like I said, I started it, and I made some pretty good progress. That is all white, filled in, stitched. Now, if you all will remember, I had a Dimensions Gold kit that was a stocking, and with the blends, I was like, oh no, I'm over this. I can't do it. I gave it away to someone who hopefully can do it and like it, and I hope they're enjoying it now. But this one also has some blends, and tent stitches. Now, this brown that I did that's back here behind the house, all that brown, was supposed to be 3 strands of a light color brown and 1 strand of a dark color brown, and then just tent stitches. Well, this came with 18 count Aida, this kit. I replaced it with 36 count linen, which should be the same, 18 and 36. But it was so tight trying to get those 4 threads through there, even just with the tent stitch, that I said, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. So where it calls for blends, I will blend 1 ply of each color, just 1 strand of each color. And where these were supposed to be tent stitches, I did full stitches. Now, when it comes to stitching things that are very faint, like the snow and the sky, the blues, I will do a tent stitch for those. But the others, I'm doing a full stitch. I'm not sure how, I think the effect is the same, because a full stitch with 2 plies compared to a tent stitch with 4 plies, it reads very similar on your piece. And anyway, that's what I decided to do. So that's Scenic Farm. I've been wanting to start it for so long. I've had this for years. And I'm glad that I had WIPGO and it made me start it, because I always saw other things that I thought, oh, I'm gonna do that first. You know. All right, another start because of WIPGO is 1864 EF sampler. She's a big girl. She is a big girl. She is 222 by 278. And let me tell you, it is no joke. I am stitching this on 36 count Country Mocha, which I've heard that Country Mocha and Vintage Country Mocha are the same. I thought I remember seeing differences of that, but not according to Colorado Cross Stitcher, and I'm not going to argue with her. So this is my start. It doesn't look like the color's kind of blowing. Well, let me turn on, just a moment, I'm gonna turn on the light. I don't know if that's gonna help at all, but maybe a little bit. Let me tell you, these, no joke, these leaves up here, I think it's 4 colors in each leaf. So it's a lot of confetti kind of stitching. And yeah, it takes a while. I worked on it a couple of days, and they were long days because I was off work. But it is going to be beautiful. These are all the DMC colors. It's a lot of them. A lot of colors in there. I'm not very good at doing that. I'm not going to show you. It's a lot. I think it's very pretty. This, the reason I wanted to do this was off of the Sampler and Antique Needlework Quarterly CD. I think I said that right. 2 things. This little scene right here with the chickens, I love. This little scene right here with the girl, or the maiden, or whatever you want to call her, milking. This reminds me of the tapestry I have hanging over my fireplace that was in my parents' home as far as I could remember. And I always thought it was, from what I've seen, I think it is Eastern European, probably German. And this reminds me so much of that piece. And reading this said it was probably German or Austrian. So that must be why I like it. I'm gonna try to hurry so that I'm filming with my phone, because I was told a comment, I think it was Sheila, maybe commented that the light and the sound was much better where I film in the kitchen. So I'm filming in the kitchen with my phone instead of my computer. But it also means that it could tell me you're out of storage. The next one is United We Stand by Blackbird Designs. I am stitching this one right here. This is actually a needle book, but I'm just stitching the front as a standalone piece. I think I'm going to mount it on a box. I have some boxes, and I think I have one about that size. And this is how far I've gotten. This was also a start from WIPGO. I said I was not going to say that anymore, but these last three were on my WIPGO for November and December. And they were all starts. I thought this United We Stand I had started before, but I hadn't. But it's pretty, and I don't know, this is a mystery fabric that I'm stitching it on. I don't even have any of the red. This is all the white. The white that's used in this flag is actually very tan looking. But once you get the red on there, it makes it look a little lighter. So looking at it now, it kind of looks like this very faded flag, but that tan, it looks on this little pink, is the white in the flag. Do you all have, like, you find multiple pairs of scissors in your bags? I try and keep at least one pair of scissors in a bag. And always just little tiny ones. So if I'm caught out somewhere, which that's happened to me before, with no scissors or no needle or something, it'll be in the bag with it. Okay. This was a piece that I have a couple pieces in this bag, but only one of them I've started. This is like I keep my patriotic things in here, and from Manny to Donna is Old Main Street, which I'm stitching on a 32 count Weeks Dye Works parchment. I saw this finish at StitchCon, and I was like, gotta have it, got to have it. I probably normally wouldn't have gotten it, but this is how far I got on it. And it'll be my WIPGO board next year. Also, in this bag, which will be on the same fabric, I have Little House Needleworks, Battle Hymn of the Republic. I like that. You know, I'm a patriotic girl. I have a lot. There are things that I know I want to start in 2025, but I haven't put them on my WIPGO board, smaller starts. You know, it's not like the only thing I'm going to stitch is WIPGO. It's just things I'm stitching in addition to. Another chart from the Samplers and Antique Needlework Quarterly is Dover Sampler. This sampler is stitched on Weeks 32 count Weeks Dye Works Grasshopper. Makes me think of, is it Karate Kid where he calls him Grasshopper? Let me see if I can get this folded so that you can see it all. I don't have a board. I didn't iron these. You know, there's a couple schools of thought with the ironing that you shouldn't iron them multiple times, and then people who do. I'm going to go with the school of you shouldn't iron them multiple times. I really love this. This is what I really didn't want to put away, but I did because I had other things I needed to stitch, and I think that's the full length of it and the width. So I can cut this. I've got like a bunch of fabric here on the bottom. I can cut it off, but I'm always scared. I mean, it's not hurting anything to stay on there, and if I cut it off, once it's gone, you know. And I'm stitching that with DMC. The other ones I've shown have been, I think, DMC too. All right. I have a couple of things in here. Let's see. This chart stand to stop here. Stand to stops here. I love stone houses. Love, love, love stone houses. There is a stone house in my hometown. And I think it's the oldest building in town. I think. But I have to go back and read about it because it's been a long time since I've read about the building. But anyway, it's a stone building, and it's just like a home, two-story home, very much in the shape of this, and it's called Schifferstadt. And I thought, instead of putting Candy House there, which I guess it means candy house, like I might put Schifferstadt on there. I need to look up Schifferstadt and see what it looks like exactly. I don't remember it being 2 floors, but it might have been. I think it was. Maybe you could only go in the first floor way back in the day when I went there. It was near our park in town. It was like very close to my high school. I mean, I passed it all the time. So anyway, I might change the name on that when I get to that part, but I don't have a whole lot going here. That's my start. I was like, is that upside down? But no, it's the top corner here. It's the top corner. So I have a ways to go on that. I don't know what my fabric is. What does it say? No. I have another whip in this bag. I'm just going to show you. This is one that, it's a little ornament, and I started stitching it. I was going to give that to my daughter-in-law. And which one is it? It's this one right here. I ended up doing the Snow Globes by Emma Comden for her, which I think are far better. I'll probably finish this one for me. I didn't like this Aida I was stitching on. It is probably, I think it's like 22 count Aida maybe. It's pretty tiny. And also, these are handwritten charts. There's 2 of them. Merry Christmas. Number 3 and number 4 is what I have, but they're handwritten charts, so they're a little difficult, which is probably why I got a little stuck and didn't like those. And I was so happy I decided to leaf through a magazine at the Barefoot Needle Arts retreat that came off the freebie table. My cats are like, they're running around in loops through the living room and the kitchen. Crazy. But anyway, I found those other ornaments in the magazine on the freebie table, which was awesome. All right. This is a really pretty chart. Teresa Koga's Lincoln Eagle. It's being stitched on 36 count weeks straw. That's where I am. And these are my pretty threads. I love all these. I mean, I want to stitch them. It's not a matter of not wanting to. Cat. I know y'all can see him going nuts in the background. I mean, whew. Okay, another one that I know you've all seen, but it is so pretty. And it's Winter Rose Manor. By Brenda Gervais. I'm stitching this on an Atomic Ranch 36 count Pampas Grass. Atomic Ranch. Where is it? Here we go. I really do. I'm one that likes to get the borders done. These are the flosses. Aren't they pretty? Oh gosh. It's going to be so pretty. And doing it on 36 makes it not quite so big, and I like that. I do like stitching with one thread as well. I know I'm not alone in that. But some of these I've been stitching it's 2 threads. Scenic Farm, by Dimensions, most of those are 2 threads. All right, this is a bag where I have a bunch of Halloween and fall items, and I have on here that I can stitch my choice. So I have a couple of Mill Hill kits, Moonstruck Manor, Taboo Kitty. Also have Stacy Nash Primitives, Witch Hazel Sewing Coffin. I have that kitted up. I kitted it up. And Halloween is in the Air by All Through the Night. And that I got from a retreat. It's all kitted. Nothing in here is started, so I don't have any stitching to show you, but that's one of my choices. I could just pick anything out of that bag. Okay. Yes, there are 2 charts in this bag. I think I put them in the bag together because they were on the same fabric, and pretty sure that's it. So the first one I have already started, and I don't even know what it's called. What am I calling it? Oh, I know what it's called, Mary Sanderson. Duh, her name's on the chart. And I have started Mary Sanderson. The colors turned out a little different than they are on the picture. Well, maybe not so much. Maybe I just thought it was going to be different. It's more tealy greens than like emerald greens like I had pictured in my mind. This fabric is, oh, this is the one I don't know how to say this. It's by Mystic Fabrics. It's a 32 count linen. I think that the first letter is a V, V-I-T-E-R-I-S. Is that a V, y'all? Anyway, so then the other chart that I have in here, and let's see, let me show you. Mary Sanderson's colors are there. They are pretty. And then the next one is from Bent Creek. It's Luck. And these are also very pretty colors that go with Luck. So, and it'll be on the same fabric. I kind of want to pull Mary Sanderson and just get her done. It's not much. I'm like halfway through it at least. There's more stitching on the top than the bottom. It wouldn't take me long to get that done. I need to. I may pull her before WIPGO pulls her. All right. Oh, this is called Easter Bunny by Shannon Christine. This is one of those pieces that I got at the retreat, and I probably would not have purchased it myself, but I do like it. And I started it at the retreat. Oh, that much of the bunny. And this is just stitched on a, I think it's on a 28 count linen or even weave, I don't know. And the Donna at Painted Crossing gets it all up for you. So you get everything. I even have the, so to keep this in here, the board, it came from, I think it came from Dollar General or something. It's going to be mounted on, and she mounted hers. This should show the plaid background, but she painted her board the same color teal. And it's really cute. So I just keep it all in here together, otherwise I'll never know what goes to what. I'm sorry for all the noise, plastic noise, guys. I know that bothers some people. Next, another one of my favorites. And you can't tell by my progress, but it is by Brenda Gervais. The chart is at home. So pretty. So pretty. It is designed in the style of the Frederick County, Maryland samplers, which I've never seen one. And that's where I'm from, and that's why I was like, I gotta do it, but I love the chart too. Martha May stitches. And anything WA needle. And my friend Carmen Delaney, you were sponsoring this one. I should have shown it all the floss tags. When I get floss tags at a retreat, I use them. A lot of my projects have different. So this is at home. A lot of my projects have different floss drops in them because I use the ones that I receive. I like doing it. Very, very pretty at home. I need to get that going. All right, this is another retreat piece that is kitted up. Here's where it's all kitted up, the floss and the fabric. It's another 28 count fabric, I believe. Maybe it's 32, I'm not sure. It looks like Vintage Country Mocha, but it is for this Bent Creek chart called Moonlight Berry Sampler. And this was from a retreat at Panda's Crossing. It was actually the one I couldn't attend this past fall because I had no power at my house for 5 days. It was right after Hurricane Helene. But I was able to get everything that I've missed at the retreat. All right, this next one, this is the one that I don't love stitching on this one, but I love the end result. And so I'm trying to just power through. Power through. It's not easy to see the picture here. Yeah, the back is the one that has a photograph. The old charts. It's Elizabeth Young by Samplers Revisited. Why did I pick this one? Well, I think it's pretty. Also, it's Elizabeth Young, 1829. Young is a family name of mine. It's a Mid-Atlantic sampler, and the Young family is from the Mid-Atlantic. So I thought, it could be Elizabeth. That's probably a pretty common name back then. I haven't been able to find one in like the direct lineage of Elizabeth Young from that time period, but there are a lot of them out there. They're probably what my husband would call, or his grandfather would call, a shirt tail relative, and I never used that term before, but someone who's like related but distant. This is how far I've gotten on this one. And the border I brought around so you can kind of see how big it's going to be. She's a big girl. She is a big girl. And what I don't like about this, well, first I wasn't sure I like the colors of the flowers. The peachy colors, not into. But when it's all together, I like it much more. But let me tell you, that flower basket motif right there, it's so much confetti stitching. Like, well, looking at this, I've done worse. I really have done worse. I don't know, it just seemed like there's a lot of counting in those flowers, and they don't follow a pattern, which is probably what makes it so pretty. There are the colors. It's going to be gorgeous when it's done. It really is. For some reason, I just don't enjoy it. I'm one of the weird people. I love fill-in. Because fill-in, man, I can get a lot done in a short amount of time, and I just kind of keep going and get my rhythm and get it done and have some big progress fast. When you're doing all those color changes like the 1864 EF sampler I showed you earlier, when there was like 3 or 4 colors in one little leaf, it takes so long to change those colors out. And like the next place you use that same color is so far away, it's too much for me to count and go there. I mean, I wouldn't even carry, but I'd like to use up what's in my needle. But it's hard to do. This piece, I don't know. Obviously I worked on it because, let's see. Oh yeah, it was a WIPGO call in June for me, and it's the Prairie Schooler 12 Days of Christmas, Santa's 12 Days of Christmas. There's like 4 days in each chart. And these are the flosses. You know, they're classic Prairie Schooler colors. I think the red and green I'm running low on because I've stitched so much of it. I need to get on this one too. Just get it done. I wish I had it to hang this year. I'm more than halfway done though. Here I am. Like stitching on these, man, I could go to town and get one of those Santas done quick. Because it's that, to me, it's like that comfort stitching, I guess some people call it. I don't know what this fabric is. Yes, I do. 32 count lamb's wool Jobelan, and this is the fabric that I don't like the feel of it. It feels kind of polyester-y. I don't know if that's a word. but I don't love the way it feels, but I do love the way it looks. You know, when you get into an even weave, everything just looks pretty perfect, I think. And one left. Y'all, we're almost done. The one that I have that's left is my own design, Chestnut Springs. That's my childhood home in Frederick, Maryland. And y'all, I kind of lost steam on this because part of it was because I was stitching this I was stitching it for my mom, and not necessarily that it would have hung in her room, but I wanted her to see it because this is a house that she and my dad created. I mean, they designed it, they did everything in this house and landscape and all. So, you know, after she passed in March, I just kind of lost steam on it, but I need to pick it back up. This is how far I've gotten. Part of it makes me happy, part of it makes me sad. So I just need to get over it and get on with it. Because I will love it when it's hanging. I really will. Part makes me sad is that the house isn't what it used to be, you know. You should never go back home, at least not go inside and look at everything and find out that, you know, of the 700 azaleas your parents planted on the property, one remains. I dug them all up, threw them away. Anywho, on that sad note, I don't think I mentioned before, but I had 27 finishes in 2024. So I was pretty happy with that. Now, a lot of those, I had 15 ornaments I did. And I had probably 3 or 4 small exchange pieces that were also included in that. So, you know, not everything was a big piece, but that's okay. That's okay. And that just shows me what I can do. And I really want to get some of these completed. For my WIPGO board last year, it was to stitch on each piece 3 days, and a day equals at least 2 hours. So I try and do that, and some days might be, you know, if I'm stitching on a Sunday, man, I could be stitching 8 or 10 hours. Seriously, I can do that. I went back to work yesterday. Today's January 4th, and, you know, I had to go back to work the 3rd, Friday the 3rd, which seemed ridiculous. The kids come back to school on Monday. And my thumbs were so sore yesterday when I went back to work because of all the stitching I had done. And they feel better today. But I stitched some really long days during the Christmas break. But whether it's a short day or a long day, I count it as one. I did there at the end of the year. If I had a 10-hour day, I counted it as 2 or 3 because, I mean, it's well beyond the goal as far as time put into a sampler or put into a stitch piece. My personal New Year's resolution, I always have a few. And I'm not real big on New Year's resolution. You know, I'm gonna, you know, diet. We all kind of do that. That's not really one for this year. Hold on, this cat. Go. I'm sorry, you didn't want to see my face that close. My grandson's Christmas gift is on the table, and the cat's trying to get it and chew on it. They know I can't, whatever, I can't chase them. Stop. He's so bad. He's so bad. I gotta show y'all what he's doing. I hope I don't make you sick moving this around. You know, he's my troublemaker, the male cat. Can you see him? Is he supposed to be on the table? It's like he knows. Ranger. Oops. Get this back in place. Anyway, this year, I want to be more active. Yeah, I need to move around more. I want to do something productive every day after work. So, you know, at work, I don't procrastinate. I'm very productive, but at home, I can be a procrastinator. Like, I'll go feed my dogs and I will pass by a bush that needs to be trimmed, like every day. And I look at it and think, I need to get the clippers out and like just cut off this couple of branches that are like just sprouting out and don't look right. But have I done it? No. So this year I want to, hey, just take a minute, go get the clippers, clip that off and have it done. Instead of looking at it and thinking, I need to do that, I need to do that, I need to do that. Just do it. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. You know, it can be just like, I have mail that I need to file away. File it away. Don't just add it on the pile in my craft room. So I have a giant stack of filing that I have to do. I'm really trying to open the mail, either toss it or file it, you know. So being active, doing things productive, and I also want to do a little more on Instagram. Have some more posts on Instagram, maybe show how I'm using my cross stitch in my decorating. Speaking of decorating, I did not do nearly what I normally do for Christmas this year. So many people I talked to said they were just felt so far behind in their decorating, maybe because Thanksgiving was late. And I'm a person that I have always refused to decorate Christmas until after Thanksgiving. But I think I'm going to change my mind. Next year, Thanksgiving is late again. And I just can't get it done. And I do so much at Christmas that it's like I put in all this time, just leave it up a week or two. It's just, I need to put it up earlier. So I'm going to do, my plan is to, for Christmas next year, decorate everything except putting up my tree. I'm not going to put the tree up till after Thanksgiving, but have everything else decorated. So, but watching everybody's Instagram and showing pictures and little videos and things of their little vignettes of, you know, their decor, I love looking at those, and I thought I need to do some of those. So I'm going to try and do some of that throughout the year. I'm also going to try and to do more frequent videos, but shorter videos. I think that would be better for everybody. It's hard sometimes to sit down and watch an hour-long video, which this is about to turn into. It's easier just to, you know, watch a 30-minute video every other week instead of an hour-long video once a month, whatever. Anyway, so those are my New Year's plans. Coming up, I have the Stitch and Thrift retreat in Lexington, South Carolina, and I'm looking forward to that. They've actually extended it an extra day because they had to change the venue, but I'm not going to be able to stay that extra day. I'll go Friday night and all day Saturday. My grandsons will be in town. They're coming to town that Saturday, so it's a long weekend. It's MLK Day on Monday. I think I'm off work Monday and Tuesday. But yeah, so that's probably the only thing I have coming up. And my youngest granddaughter's birthday is coming up in January too, so that'll be fun. She's going to have a kitty cat party, kind of like her sister did. Her sister loved my orange cat that you just saw, but Renee loves the white cat. She'll see him, she'll go, every time she sees him, like that. And she's pet him and stuff, or her. The one was a female. Anyway, so they're going to have a kitty cat party for her too, for her first birthday. So I'll be back in a couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll have a Valentine finish for you. And I don't know, we'll see what my WIPGO pulls are. Actually, I think it was a Valentine heart I put on there. And the other one, luck. I think I knew the numbers were pulled, and so one's Valentine's Day and one's St. Patrick's Day, and I put them on the list. I cherry picked those two for my WIPGO board so I can maybe actually do a finish on those, not just stitching 3 days. Anyway, I'm rambling. I hope you all have a wonderful new year. I hope you did have a great Christmas. I don't know if I said that in the beginning, but I will see you soon, and watch for me on Instagram. I said more Instagram posts, but I just want to be positive. I might just show a picture of, like I put up a picture of a Christmas cactus bloom on my cactus, and just little things that make me happy and make me smile. And I just want to, not that I ever put anything negative on there, but I just wanted to be deliberate in posting happy pictures. So, because it'll keep me more positive too, because, you know, we can all be negative Nellies sometimes if we let ourselves, and I don't want to do that. I'm cutting off. I'll see y'all. Bye.